What's up guys, Eric here from EBM Productions, here with another video. So I'm a little bit sick still guys, but tomorrow I'm sorting that out. So I want to talk about some of the weird narratives and things I've been seeing in the comments in regards to the Izzy versus Dricus Plessis fight. There's going to be more of these videos through this week, but yeah. So guys, two things. There was a post about Dricus and then there was a post about Izzy where I checked the comments, etc. Now I'm not going to quote everybody right now because it's on the phone, which I'm recording with right now. I didn't copy it over because I was just like, it's alright, people will understand what I mean, because you've seen this somewhere in one of the comment sections if you are following this situation. So anyway guys, on the Dricus Plessis post where they showed on the UFC page his finishes, his best finishes, yada yada, I was very caught off guard when all kinds of crazy stuff was mentioned. Like somebody said, Dricus is totally not an exceptional fighter. He's not championship level. That's one thing that I saw. It was weird. I was like, what? How did he become champion versus guys like Robert Whittaker and Sean Strickland if he wasn't meant to be there, like at all? And he's exceptional in a weird way, which I can't explain, but I'm not going to go through it right now. I'll do it in my prediction video. Then other stuff like people saying that Izzy is completely Dricus is completely outgunned versus Izzy. As in, Izzy will just destroy him in every aspect of MMA, which is a very crazy thing to say. Especially if you go look up, striking accuracy is actually in favor of Dricus Plessis right now. That's crazy to think about. Now, I know the reason why, and anybody who's been watching the sport will understand why. It's because of the average total of fights, which means your accuracy will slowly drop in comparison to somebody with 8 fights, 10 fights in the UFC. Obviously, your accuracy will be better then. If you're the elite of the elite, your accuracy will be very high, like Dricus is actually. And yeah, same with the takedown situation. Dricus is ahead with takedowns landed and defended even. His takedown defense is higher than Izzy's. Although Izzy has strong takedown defense. But anyway, this person, one of these people, well, more like 3 or 4 in the comment section, straight up said, in every aspect, Izzy is going to top DDP. Now, what I think they meant is he can beat them. He can beat DDP there, but to say straight up, now he's a better wrestler, etc., or better jiu-jitsu artist is absolutely mind-boggling. Just for example, to destroy that argument, did Izzy defeat a whole team of jiu-jitsu black belts in a row? Did he submit all of them in a row just before fight? No. Or post-fight, I think it was post-fight actually that he did that. No, Izzy has never done something like that. I don't think he has a submission in the UFC. I'm not going to check it right now, but you guys understand what I mean, or what I'm leaning towards. If he was better than Dricus at wrestling and jiu-jitsu, he would have been getting up in milliseconds versus Robert Whittaker in their fight. He would have defended instantly and got off the cage and then instantly started striking again. More like a Volkanovski when he's defending, etc. So that's never happened. So I don't understand that. That's instantly, the whole argument's destroyed. Another thing I saw was that somebody said Izzy has more power than Dricus Plessis in his hands, which is very crazy. I understand Izzy has a ton of knockouts, but it's more like technical knockouts. He knows how to place his shots. And anybody that knows about good striking knows that it's more a sharp shot and a shot that you don't see that knocks you out. It's not always just about horsepower from there. I feel if you have decent power with great accuracy, you sleep people. And we've seen it time and time again. Even Sean Strickland, that people say, it's pillar-fisted, when he isn't. He really isn't. Has dropped people like Isreal with clean shots. From there, some people just have crazy power mixed with good accuracy, and if you can mix that properly, then damn. A good example of this is Ngannou used to have rough striking overall, but the power was otherworldly. That's why he slept people. Then when he got better, he was sleeping people even quicker and over time better. But then in boxing, where he was using most of his striking, he didn't fare that well versus Anthony Joshua, a man that really has accuracy and power. It's just a good example of where the difference lies. There's not a big gap between that, but you understand. The power thing, Izzy has power, but he doesn't have that power. Doesn't. You can see it clearly in how Dricus lands shots. When I rewatched the Sean Strickland fight versus Dricus du Plessis a night ago or 2 nights ago, I noticed that Dricus's power is such a level higher than Sean's. And Sean just showed how strong his chin is at that point. And he showed how good Pereira knocked him out. Jeez. Pereira timed him perfectly, and that's another example. Sharp shot with a lot of power. It was everything in one. And that's why Sean got dropped so bad. Versus Dricus, he got rocked a few times where he had his poker face on. And you could just hear when he was landing on Sean. But anyway, that's a crazy thing to say about Dricus. What else? No, that's most of them. And the crazy part about this is, guys, you would think this would be some African Americans or Africans, dark-skinned Africans that have a prejudice towards their own person, well, a bias towards their own race, etc. Because there is sadly a race undertone to this bloody fight, which to me, in my brain, let me give you guys an idea. In my brain, Dricus is an alien. He's green, and he's fighting Isreal that is like full-blown white, straight there. I'm seeing as this white person. That's how I'm imagining it. Because to me, I don't care what color they are. I care how they fight. I really don't give one shit about skin color. Skin color doesn't win fights. It doesn't. It doesn't depict who's gonna win fights even as well. It's skills. That's why we've had so many black champions. That's why we've been seeing some Asian champions pop up. That's why we've had white champions. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you're fighting. It's kind of like saying somebody else is better with a gun because of his skin color. It's also horrible to say. It's about how they use a gun in that war. Anyway, guys, let's move on about that part. I really, that's at least such a bad taste in my mouth. Respect fighters for who they are, not because of bloody skin color. Fuck that. Anyway, guys, I thought it would be profiles like that, but I checked the profiles. These people are all white guys, black guys, all kinds of guys that you would, yeah, it was just strange. I felt, yes, there's going to be some older mindseted people that would just choose their countrymen because of the skin color thing, because they maybe don't follow fighting as well, so they're just supporting, which I understand because of the stupid undertone of this fight. And it wasn't. These weird comments on Dricus' side and Izzy's side was from their own people or from people that you wouldn't expect. So I was just like, this is weird. I really felt something like that would be said from somebody that's like 50, 60 years old and lived in South Africa when apartheid was a big problem. Yeah, if you guys understand what I mean. Now, on the Izzy side of things, guys, the typical thing that happened on his posts was obviously the dog jokes, which is quite funny. I'm just going to be honest. The dog jokes and the boob jokes. See, I don't have any flesh there right now. I'm too skinny right now. But anyway, guys, people saying he's on steroids. I don't care if he is. Steroids also don't win fights, guys. It's often a topic that we make jokes about on other channels and stuff. Size and big muscles don't win fights. Sorry, guys. It's just an accessory. It helps winning to win a fight. From there, it's all skill. But anyway, so the comments on that was more so that Izzy's just a bad champion. His reign was bad. Some of his fights he apparently should have lost, which most people have heard already. Other people saying he's a bad kickboxer. Like, crazy stuff, guys. I've been reading the weirdest stuff, and I hope you guys notice it as well when you're just chilling in the comments, looking for the dog memes. Because I'm here to laugh a little bit before the fight, because when it gets really serious at the press conferences and stuff like that, that's when the fun starts for going to war. But before that, let's have some fun. We are not fighting, those guys are fighting. So we shouldn't be all angry and trying to kill each other. We should be enjoying ourselves. Like the jokes on Dricus' side is him kissing his coaches and stuff. I've been seeing that quite often as well, which is quite funny. And then on Izzy's side, it's the dog thing, and also him being on steroids. But on the technical side of things, people saying stuff like his reign was bad is a horrible take. Guys, we should have, one, appreciated that the activity that he had. Two, a lot of these fights was very exciting. That's why he slowly gained a decent amount of popularity. Like, he was one of the people that was getting decent pay-per-view buys. Not Conor McGregor levels, because nobody's Conor, but still decent. Same with John Jones. He has decent numbers all the time. What else? Oh yeah, and saying he should have lost to certain opponents. Like, some people are saying that he should have lost versus Marvin Vettori, which I probably think that was a joke, but still. The Romero fight, I understand people saying that because of how little activity there was really. But guys, obviously the amount of leg kicks, you can't score it for Romero. If they went to war at one point and Izzy was just running for like half a round and battered and bruised from those few strikes, which it could have been because, geez, Romero hits hard, but that didn't happen, so we can't really argue that. That fight was just a shame. Another comment that I saw that was really crazy is people saying that Izzy fights horribly versus guys that pressure him, but with the connotation that he ran away from Costa. No, in that fight he was picking him apart. There's a reason why Costa didn't land any shots. I think he landed 2 punches, maybe. I don't remember. It was a crazy number. Like, the deficit in favor of Isreal is insane. Then other people saying that he got babied to the title. It's like, no, that also wasn't the truth. He had a war versus Kelvin Gastelum, which to me is his best fight by far, and such a fun fight to rewatch many times. What else? Oh yeah, him obviously apparently losing to Robert Whittaker in the rematch. Crazy thing, guys, I rewatched it the other night. I actually feel Izzy won. And I felt the same way because I picked him before that. I picked him to win that fight. I felt watching it live that Izzy won, barely, but he won, like it was close. And then rewatching it now, again, he did win. Like, that's why the judges gave it to Izzy. Now, I know one of the scorecards was again horribly in favor of Izzy, but like firm, like I think it was 49-46, which is a bit egregious, but just that person was a little bit out of it. The rest was fine. Again, that's another fight. It was close enough where you could argue both ways, and I would have been fine because then a rematch would have been warranted because it was close. What else? What else? There was more crazy stuff that I can't remember right now. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Let me give you guys a little bit of backstory before I do my predictions, I think tomorrow or the day after. So, just going to swap this song out. So, way back when Izzy just got in the scene, I think it was 2018, 2019. 2019 is when he had his big come up. I think it was 2018. His Brad Tavares fight, etc. I remember at that time I checked in on him and found Poetan as well. No, actually 2016, sorry. Yeah, in 2016 is when I watched the video of Corey Kenshin. Shout out to him. You guys are going to hear him quite often. I don't know if his channel is still named Corey Kenshin. I think it is now something along the lines of Muay Thai, etc. Because I'm a big fan of Senchai, Boykao, Rotang, those guys, all of those guys. I'm a big fan of those guys. Now, he made videos about Muay Thai and kickboxing, and I remember him showcasing years before Poetan or Izzy was in the UFC, how they fought in Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, etc., and how their careers have been up to that point. And I remember back then I said, if this man comes over and he can stop takedowns, Israel is going to be a problem. And then the same thing happened with Poatan, and I was like, oh crap, the guy that beat him can come over and fight. But I remember I thought it was going to be a bit unlikely, and when it happened, it's just crazy to see. That's why every few years I go back and check who's coming up in kickboxing, Muay Thai, wrestling especially. Although we haven't been seeing so many wrestlers be so successful the last while, because again, people can't replicate what Khabib did, because they are not Khabib. It's another video that I'm bringing out soon, guys, because people need to stop thinking everybody else is Khabib if they can wrestle. But anyway, back to Izzy. Izzy's entire career, I picked him to win. I think his only fight I didn't pick him to win was the Robert Whittaker fight, the first one. Then he destroyed my perception of the whole situation by knocking Robert out. I remember I was so salty about it, and I coped for about a year. But rewatching it, understanding the details of it, watching so many breakdowns, I obviously came over that. And then I became a fan as well, because I said, now I understand fighting a lot better. Let me see what's what with Izzy. What does he do very well, etc. And that's when I learned that he has the same effect on people that John Bones Jones did at the time. Just Jones does it so much better. Like, I'll say it like that. Like, both of these guys throw up a smoke screen. Now, I call it the smoke screen. Demetrius Johnson says it's the void, that zone where you can get hit or can't get hit and you don't know what's going to come. Now, if somebody can lock you into that zone, where you think there's something coming, but you're not throwing, and every time you think something's coming, it doesn't, and then when you relax, you get hit. That is what Izzy does to a T. That's what Jones does to a T. Jones does it in a way where people just literally lock up. That's why the better fighters he fought, and the bigger guys as well, they broke through that, and the moniker became, you have to go after Jones. And guess what? That's what happened with Izzy as well. Romero could have done that, and he could have won, but he never did. Whittaker tried that, but he did it in a wide open way and got clipped. And then he learned from that. In the second fight, he learned that mixing it up and then also entering in different ways was the next level for him in skills. And same things happened with Jones. Reyes did the same thing, Thiago, everybody. And I think Gane was the only guy, again, frozen when where they were fought at heavyweight. So Izzy does the same thing via all the feints, etc., the head movement, the feints, the small details in his art, and that is why people just freeze, and that's why he won. When people found out they can just bulldoze through it sometimes, and also with Whittaker use a mix of wrestling and striking and different strikes that Israel had holes on. That's when people had got more confidence. So when I clicked that, I was like, who can break that? Costa was the first guy we all thought he would just walk down and just throw bombs and land on Izzy, and it would be a war like the Kelvin Gastelum fight. I felt it's going to be that kind of war with Izzy just edging it because of the leg kicks, the teep kicks, front kicks, jab, and I also felt that he would land the heavier strikes because he would catch Costa coming in, causing car crashes. But it was a whitewash in favor of Izzy, and I was just like, wow. That fight he won so convincingly that a friend of mine who picked against him, I picked in favor of Izzy, if you guys are wondering. I just knew that Costa has something there to challenge Izzy. But this friend of mine said that it's all rigged, and since then every second fight is rigged when I talk to him, which I laugh at because you can see where the differences came if you really focus, or if you watch it in slow-mo afterwards, then you understand the whole game there, or you just see it at least. Anyway, Costa, I picked Izzy. I don't think I picked against Izzy with any of the Marvin Vettori fights. The Cannonier fight, I was so confident in favor of Izzy that I didn't even watch it. I'll be honest with you guys. I think I went on a date that night. My point here is, Izzy has been doing amazingly. And these crazy comments where he's just washed and bad, just because people don't like his personality for becoming a bit too much. I think what he did was he leaned into being the anime guy, or how can I say it, the villain or main character energy type of story. He leaned into it too much. And he didn't notice that people were like getting a bit annoyed with it. Instead, he felt, now I'm going to use that negative energy to fight better, when it was chewing at him and was making him fight worse. And that's when he lost versus Strickland, because of something like this, because of all the dog allegations and memes and jokes. Strickland bringing it up. When Strickland, you can hear in the press conferences leading up to their fight, he was just mentioning it just to have fun. It really did seem to me that Strickland was like, damn, I'm here. And I know I'm going to lose, but at least I'm here. But then he put a freaking war on, and not a war, he just technically just beat Izzy. And in part of that, it was the mental side where Izzy tried to use the negative energy, but it got to him bad. You could see it the whole week. That whole week he was just so rattled. Weirdly, Dricus is not doing that to get that edge, because I don't think he wants that. I think he wants to face Izzy at peak power, so to speak. But you see, that's one of the things that made Izzy cringe. But he's not cringe, it's just he didn't notice, he didn't read the room right, and he never corrected it, which was a mistake. So yeah, when he started losing, winning, losing, that kind of situation, is when people started discrediting him. And that's why so many people supporting Dricus just says outrageously that he will just get whitewashed, and then other people that just didn't like him says the same. And the same thing's happening with Dricus as well, because of his Sean win, which he did win, and then also because of how he fights like a gorilla on roller skates, or like a monkey getting tasered. But yeah, so guys, I really dislike this disrespect towards Izzy. We will look back on his reign, and even him as a person, because I enjoyed some of the stuff he said in between, and just before he got a little bit too much in, I think, end of 2021. That's when things changed. I think it was, amidst the press conferences and lead up to the Robert Whittaker fight, the rematch, and then post that. That's where he dialed it up to 11 in the wrong way, and he didn't read the room right, etc. I'm always scared that people around Izzy is going to do that as well, like Dan Hooker, Volkanovski, Kai, etc. I'm scared that those guys are going to fall into that trap, and everybody's going to be like, now we hate these guys now too because they are cringy. Usman went in that direction as well, tiny bit. He became a bit of a meme because of that as well. So yeah, guys, I hope people understand this is my stance. I really appreciate Izzy, and I hope people just see, I'm not going to be able to change people's minds, but we need to respect these guys. They are still warriors at the end of the day. So if Izzy pops up in this fight and he's old man Izzy suddenly, and he doesn't win his fight, so friggin' what? He was a great champion, and I'd argue he is technically the GOAT of the middleweight division, but my personal GOAT will always be Anderson Silva. So yeah, guys, I'm going to make my prediction videos tomorrow or the day after. I'm going to make another video after this one real quick. I'm just going to grab me some tea about a different topic. I have so many videos to make this week in relation to MMA, and it feels like MMA is being revitalized a tiny bit. And after this weekend's horrible fight night, we have some banger fights coming up, and it really does feel like things are going in the right direction. I'm happy about that because we had the weirdest drought for a long time. And I'm praying that Dana White and the matchmakers don't put up some crazy stuff in the negative way again. Like, I'm praying they are not like, we'll take these unranked women and put them as the main event, one of the UFC cards, and then start off the prelims with, say, Tom Aspinall versus John Jones. That's going to be the prelim. This is no egregious example, but still. I'm really scared still that it's going to be a trend, but I can deal with spikes. But damn, no. What we had for a while was just like, ugh. I mean, guys, it's so bad it sent Lucas Tracy into retirement. RIP to his channel, and yeah, I'm gonna make a video about that too. Cheers, guys.